Hey guys, it's Daniel. The following is a really interesting quote from Screaming Trees drummer Mark Pickerel, where he states that Kurt Cobain wanted him and Dale Crover to appear as drummers on the fourth Nirvana album, and that apparently Kurt Cobain wanted to reduce Dave Grohl's role in the band. Quote, "One time, Kurt, Chris, and I ended up sitting on a flight together to Los Angeles. They were flying down to have meetings and to rehearse for the Utero tour, I'm pretty sure. I hadn't seen Kurt or Chris for maybe 2 years. I ended up sitting in the very last row of the airplane. I could see Chris was occupying probably seat D. I was seat E, and I sat next to him. The plane was almost done loading when I heard what sounded like someone with Tourette's barking out bizarre comments, really incohesive statements filled with vulgarity. As the voice got closer, I looked up to see that it was Kurt approaching the last row. The only seat available left on the plane was the one next to me. It was strange because I just bought the issue of Details magazine with Nirvana on the cover. I was going to read the interview on the way to LA. Kurt said, I haven't had the chance to read it yet. Kurt continues, it was really strange I ran into you because I was just listening to Mark Lanegan's The Winding Sheet album and I love your drumming on it. So then, he asked if he could read my issue of Details. While Kurt was reading the interview, he started making comments about how disgusted he was, or rather how frustrated he was, with some of the comments Dave made in the interview. He was frustrated with Dave becoming more comfortable being a spokesperson within the band, or being a voice in the band. I think for some reason that was something Kurt didn't really appreciate or didn't want to see happening. He and Chris went back and forth. Chris must have become the person in the band who was the peacekeeper. While he might have echoed some of Kurt's concerns, Chris, I think, wanted to see the band continue to move forward, get along, and learn how to live and work together professionally. This whole Details magazine column and Kurt being reminded of the Winding Sheet sessions prompted a conversation about having me and Dale Crover play on the next Nirvana record. He wanted the drumming responsibilities to be split between Dave Grohl, myself, and Dale. He wanted to hear the band's sound expand, and because of my playing on the Jury sessions and Mark Lanegan's solo record, for some of the songs that required maybe a lighter touch, he wanted to bring me in. It seemed that Chris was a little more reluctant to pursue that. I think he saw it as something that would cause a lot of tension within the band, considering they were already starting to crack up. But Kurt definitely was excited about it. Of course, I was really excited about it. He gave me his home phone number and address. I remember talking about our different favorite records. I was asking him if he ever spent time listening to Gun Club's Fire of Love, which was a favorite record of mine. He hadn't, as well as a few other favorites of mine. Since I owned a record shop, I sent him a package of Fire of Love, as well as I think the Gun Club's Mother Juno, and, of all records, the most current Talk records at the time. Because he was talking about wanting to do quieter music, and Talk had just released a couple of bizarre, quiet, depressing records, The Laughingstock and Spirit of Eden. We talked on the phone a couple of times after that.